There isn't a day that goes by that Professor John Ball doesn't get a call from someone with a question about their tree. Well, Ball is undoubtedly the preeminent expert on all things trees in South Dakota. As Tom Hansen shows us in tonight's Eye on KELOLAND, lucky for us, he's more than willing to share that knowledge.
John Ball loves living in South Dakota, not because of the trees, but because of the people.
South Dakotans love trees. Why? Think of all our communities. We didn't clear forests to build the communities. We built the communities and planted the trees. And so they really have a special place in the heart of South Dakotans.
Not only is he a professor of forestry at SDSU, he is the South Dakota Department of Agriculture's Forest Health Specialist. Ball covers the entire state of South Dakota, and his expertise is often called upon in other states. Those who have learned from him, like Master Gardener Cammie Jacobson of Sioux Falls, can't say enough about his dedication.
And he just jumps in the car and drives hours to go look at something and a problem at the drop of a hat all the time. And he's really been there for us. He's been through the pine beetle crisis, now he's been going through the emerald ash borer crisis, and we just have a wonderful, wonderful resource in him. It's just crazy.
Jacobson is right. Just in the month of June, Ball put more than 6,500 miles on his car responding to different situations involving trees. In South Dakota, Ball is the tree guy, and he's okay with that. A lot of his time is spent diagnosing.
I'm going to take a look at your tree and I have to look and say, well, why isn't it doing very well? But the first thing I have to do is talk to you and find out, well, what do you see wrong with your tree? Why did you call me? What have you been doing with your tree? You know, sometimes we find out that maybe, and I've had this several times already, well, your ash tree is declining. But that's an odd decline. I'm looking at the leaves, they're not coming out quite right. Oh, lawn looks pretty good. Have you put any herbicide on your lawn? Oh, no, I just used fertilizer. Do you have the bag? Oh, it says right on here, do not put under any desired tree because there's herbicide. Well, you just killed your tree.
Ball can also spot insect and disease problems, but he warns diagnosing trees takes weeks, not hours. He says South Dakota is unique in that it has both eastern forest land and western forest land.
So I'm in a state, you get to see it all. And that means I get to see insects that are common out in Michigan, or kind of like emerald ash borer. It started in Michigan in this country and has moved. And I get to go out and work in the Black Hills where we got mountain pine beetle, that big epidemic, and that came from the west. So South Dakota, you got to be up on everything.
We couldn't have a conversation with Professor Ball without getting at least a little advice. Pruning should train your young tree to grow one single trunk in the first 10 years of its life.
On this particular tree here, what you want is one main leader. And here what we have are 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Big job should be put in the hands of trained arborists.
In fact, in the perfect world, you're cutting branches that are maybe the size of your thumb. When you start cutting them the size of your fist here, that's about as big as you want to do. That doesn't really harm the tree.
With people losing their ash trees, what should they plant instead? Well, Ball warns against planting too many maples. He'd like to see more bur oaks like this one, native to South Dakota.
Now, the nice thing with bur oaks is they're tough. They're going to live 200 years plus.
Speaking of years, Ball isn't slowing down just yet.
I'm still doing the job in my 70s and I love it. It's a lot of fun. What I like is a variety. I can be out working on the trees at the state fair. We were out there felling some trees, working out in the hills, working here. But I'll tell you, one of the places you'll probably expect to see me after retirement is right here in McCrory Gardens, being one of their volunteers. And that because, yeah, I have a passion for trees. I love working with them. I love being outside, so it's a perfect combination. So my expectation would be if you're out here in 10 years interviewing somebody else, the guy walking around pruning the young trees, that's me.
With Eye on KELOLAND, I'm Tom Hansen.
He certainly has a passion for it. Now, Ball reminds people that we can help slow the spread of the emerald ash borer by following the quarantine rules. That means no firewood should be transported out of Minnehaha, Lincoln, Union, Turner, and Brookings counties.